Hey everyone, all the amazing people out there. How are you guys, everyone doing? Today I am with one and only one of the great marketers, like one of my great friends whom I met at Funnel Hacking Live event, the mental marketer. I want to welcome Mark Douglas to this amazing show.
Thanks, Akshay, for having me. I'm honored to be here talking with you today. It's amazing. I love what you're doing. I do.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Yeah, I was just curious to know how did you get the name, the mental marketer? All the people will be wondering who is this guy who has kept the name as mental? What got
That
you
is
that name?
that's an awesome question. And it's funny because the name came to me in the middle of the night. I was trying to figure out a name and it came to me in a dream. and it came to me in a dream. I woke up and I immediately looked around and I said, oh my gosh, that's it, thementalmarketer.com. So I rushed to my computer to see if the domain was available. And when I rushed to the computer, it was available. And then I said, okay, I'll go back to sleep and wake up in the morning and buy it, right? And I woke up and I just had this crazy dream that the name was taken. So you know how we are as entrepreneurs. Sometimes we're crazy about our domain names.
Yes,
So, but I
absolutely.
think that I think I wanted to highlight the fact that marketing is a mental game. Marketing is very much a mental game. It's as much about the mechanics as it is about the mentality. And that's why I chose the name the mental marketer, because it has, marketing and psychology could could almost be uh, brothers, pretty much siblings and part of the same family,
It
because
goes
it's
hand in hand. Absolutely.
yes, yes.
That was amazing.
So I wanted to approach it from that angle, from the angle of it, just really digging deep into uh, the minds of marketers, and what are they thinking when they make these strategies, or when they try these different strategies. That always fascinates me, and I geek out on it, just studying a lot of the greats that are Ogilvy, Dan Kennedy, Frank Kern, if you know the names.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I just to say some names, Ryan Dice. So those are some people that I admire, and I really dig deep into how they operate.
That's
That's where the
amazing.
name mental marketer comes from, if you're wondering.
Yes. And for all the people who are wondering, tell us, Mark, like, how did we meet each other? From where did we meet? Right?
Okay,
Like our
how did we?
story. Our story, how we both met each other.
Okay, okay. How did we meet each other?
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to say, Akshay, that I've seen you online for quite a while, and I think we've been friends for some time. I've been in the ClickFunnels community for almost 2 years, and I've noticed you in the community as well. Um, I've I've seen your podcast, and most notably, I have to say that I've seen your intro to your podcast. So I have an eye for talent, and I must say that you are definitely a talented, a hard worker, and maybe I have admired and hacked you a little bit,
Thank you.
but it's as a compliment. And so we met, I think, more formally having a discussion in the funnel hacking live chat.
Absolutely.
the official chat for all the members that are attending the Funnel Hacking Live.
Yes, and for all the people who are wondering, see, I met Mark at like Funnel Hacking Live event. He was the guy who inspired me. Even at the airport, he had the book, the .com expert secrets in this bag, and I was like, this guy also is a crazy guy like me who reads books, who likes the events, right? And yeah, and Mark has attended the Funnel Hacking Live event in person, right? And I attended virtually. And Mark, let you can share the audience. How was your experience? Like you have gone there, you have met all the amazing people. You have seen Russell Branson, the Todd, Tony Robbins, all the amazing two comma club speakers, two comma X winners. Everyone you have met. How was your experience?
I, I have to say that going to the event, I was really expecting a, a great event with all the buzz that was going around and the lineup of speakers that we were expecting. I expected it to be a really good event. But what I experienced when I got there live and in person was something more than I could have ever expected. From day zero, we'll say from day zero, it was the networking. It was the networking day where we had a chance to actually pick up our swag. And ClickFunnels really goes big with the swag. And if you received your swag bag, swag box in the mail, you know, it was a huge backpack, uh, t-shirts, pens, pads, and even the box. There was a two comma club award right there in the box. It was amazing. Um, I met so many people that I only saw online. And as I'm there, I'm seeing, okay, whoa, there's Steve Larson from the from the ClickFunnels community. Whoa, there's Shane Larson. All these names that you see around the ClickFunnels community consistently, you're seeing them in person. Oh, there's Miles Clifford right there. Oh, there's Sahil, there's Sahil Segal. There is Jonathan Montoya. I'm just throwing some names out there because when you really look at the community, it's not a, an extremely large community. It may seem that way, but it's a smaller community than we think. And the event day one was okay. We went from Russell Brunson coming out day one, doing a presentation and going through lunch. It went uphill. The excitement went up like this. And at the end of day one, we were just filled with excitement, still networking, still just learning all these new concepts. We're in a room with 3,000 of like-minded entrepreneurs. And these are entrepreneurs that are at the top of the online marketing game. So it's humbling to know that I'm in the room with that caliber. And that lets you know, and you too, Akshay, that lets you know that you are in the top 1% crazy. You are
Absolutely.
in the top 1% crazy. Are you in the top 1%
Yes,
crazy?
absolutely. Right. As Warren Buffett always tells, if you are in the room where you are the smartest people, like you are doing something wrong, you have to surround yourself with the people who are like much smarter than you, right? Only then you'll be
Yes.
able to grasp, learn, and implement.
Yes. I love being in a room that I'm not the smartest person because you gain there are different conversations in those rooms. There are conversations that you don't have in your regular normal everyday environment. I'm having conversations with $10 million earners. He's built I'm not sure if you're familiar with Law Payne.
I work with him. I know him.
Oh, you do? Yes. I I approach Law Payne and we have a conversation, and he says, "Oh yeah, well, I built my first $1 million company, and then I just built another $1 million company, and I built another $1 million company." So when someone tells you that, you listen.
Absolutely. And it's like so much inspiring, right? Like Law won almost every single award, like the 2 comma X award, 2 comma C award, and the pink, what's that award name where they give for the
The
charity?
purple,
Purple
the
Heart something, right? million
yes.
dollars. And that is what the ClickFunnels community teaches. It's not just about how much money we make, and it's all about giving back to the community, helping, right? That's what actually inspired. It's like so amazing.
Oh, definitely. You hear it throughout the event. It's what we're in it for. We're in it for the impact that we make on others. And the community that Russell Brunson is building, I thank him because it's not only affecting my life, but it's affecting my family's life. It's affecting my children's lives. It's affecting my children's lives because I am teaching them the wealth building strategies that will be passed down for generations. And this is a gift that's being given to us. And I'm so thankful. It is, I'm so thankful that I was able to attend. I'm thankful that Russell Brunson, it was, I'll tell you that one of the speakers said on one of the days, Kiana Daniel, she said that, Russell, where were you at 15 years ago? You were out there making stupid potato guns. If you had built funnels 15 years ago, I would, she was showing how her interest compounds with her investments. She said, I would have been a millionaire much sooner if you had started making funnels. That really hit me right here in the heart. It hit me in the heart because it said to me, who is out there right now? Who is out there right now with a message that they're afraid to tell, but it's impacting someone else? So when we talk about it's not all about money, it's not all about money. It's about someone out there that's waiting to hear your message. They're waiting to hear you speak. They're waiting to get inspiration from you. They are waiting to make that transformation from where they are to where they want to be. I made the commitment at that point that I would no longer hold my message in. I no longer hold my message in. There's someone out there, and it's funny because being out here in the online world, sometimes you think that no one is paying attention. If you don't get the likes, if you don't get the loves, if you don't have the views, then maybe people aren't paying attention. I'm paying attention, Akshay.
Absolutely.
I'm paying attention to you that you may not have even known.
Yes, and it's all about connection and coming. And for all the people who have attended and who have not attended this event, like, can you tell us like why it is so important to go to the event, right? Like, how was the experience like you felt after like you going to the event? Like, did you learn a lot? What was the things? What will be the benefit like if we come to event and network with guys like Lope, Russell, and other amazing people?
What That's a great question, Akshay. And you might say, why would I pay to be in a room with thousands of other high performing, like minded entrepreneurs, many of whom are making $1 million or more? And I go back to the the uh, the conversations that you have, the conversations that someone who is making $10,000 a month is going to be a different conversation than someone who is making $100,000 a month. And you, when you invest in going to something like this, what you're really investing in is in yourself. You're investing in yourself. If you, I know you know, if you don't pay, you don't pay attention. Is that the saying?
Absolutely. Right? Like when you pay more attention. When you don't pay, you never care it. Like you hear in this year and you live it in this year.
Yes. And I'll tell you, Akshay, because I've invested in myself. I've invested in high ticket coaching. And when it came to deciding whether I should invest or not, I said, why wouldn't I invest in this program that I know it works? Why wouldn't I invest? It came back to me believing that I could do it. And I believe in me. I believe in me. So if you have an opportunity to be in the room with those conversations, you need to pay to be in the room. If you believe in yourself, if you believe that you can do it, you need to pay to be in those rooms, because in those rooms are going to be the wisdom, the knowledge, the experience of people who are where you want to be. The wisdom, the knowledge, and the experience. You could not pay and go it alone, but you'll shortcut, or as Tony Robbins likes to say, you can you can compress. You know what he says?
Yes.
You can compress decades into days. And that's how you compress it, by being around uh, those minds that think differently. You know, there's a 4 levels of learning that Myron Golden likes to talk about. And I think the top level of learning is like communication. When you become a great communicator, that's when you can really accelerate your ability, your earning capacity, your earning ability. And when you're in the room with these $1 million earners that have grown $1 million business, $1 million business, $1 million business, there's a reason they do it over and over and over again. It's because they have a formula. I want that formula. I don't know about you.
Yes, and it's all about proximity is power, right? Like when you surround yourself with the right group of people, like you will be able to save so much of time, energy, money, right? If we had to figure out, like imagine if I have to come from India to USA without a GPS, it'll be like a nightmare coming to the route, right? How to come, like if I had to ask how to go, right? Like which direction, which ship I have to take, which.
You would probably end right back up in India.
Yes. Yeah, I'll go here and there and I won't know exactly, right? Like the mentors are like the GPS, right? They show you exactly what you have to do, what you must not do, so that we can save our precious time, energy, and money. Absolutely. Right?
Yes. Yeah.
And that is why it is so important to attend events. Events can give us the highest ROI, right? And how many people did you meet in the event? Out of 3,000 people was like attending in person, right? How many people did you meet?
Oh my goodness. How many people did I meet? I I'll tell you, Akshay, I've met and I continue to meet people. Oh my gosh. I would say at least, just a guess, I would say between 50 and 100. Between 50 and 100. I I personally went up to 30 32 Karma Club award winners, 30 people that I've known, I studied. So I know I'm familiar with a lot of people in the ClickFunnels community. Allison J. Prince, Marley Jacks, Jim Edwards. Those are just some of the names, but I actually got a chance. They actually granted me short interviews where I have them on camera asking them all one simple question. And I'll get to that question that I asked them later, but you're asking, so at least 30 to 50, and they were all very gracious to offer their time. Yeah, I walked up to one of my favorite guys, and I totally caught him by surprise, but his name is Ben Moot. And Ben Moot has been in the Clickfunnels community, and I've seen him. He's hacked over, oh my gosh, I've seen him hack Natalie Hodson's funnels, Kevin David's funnels, the Funnel Doc, whether it's a Funnel Hub. I've seen him, and I approached him, and he gave me a few minutes of his time, and I put him on the spot.
Wow,
Because
amazing.
I asked him about something he said in a video probably close to a year ago, but he remembered it. It was pretty neat. But over $30 million winners and over 50 total at the event. And I continue to meet people through communicating, through we had discussions in the meeting rooms. We had discussions in the restaurants. We had discussions in the hallways. We had discussions while waiting in line to go inside. And then once you're inside, you're sitting next to different people every day. And I met this guy that was a partner with this other guy. I didn't even know he was $1 million earner. We were high-fiving each other, and then and then I saw him walk the stage, and it was, so you have lots of opportunities to meet people in a live event. It's not just you sitting there and watching the speakers, at least not at Funnel Hacking Live. It was a party. It was a party. And you can go up to the speakers. You can go up to the speakers. You can find them, and they're more than willing to talk to you. You have the environment of the people on all four sides of you, and then you can walk around. It's amazing. It's
And we
amazing.
never know who we can meet, right? Like we can meet our business partner, maybe our colleague, or and who knows, even we can meet our future girlfriend or even boyfriend also.
At the restaurants, I don't know. I'm not going to say anything about that because I'm not going to say anything about that because I did meet some people there,
Yeah,
but
I'm telling you, the opportunities are endless,
they
right?
are. Yeah, they are. They are.
You can meet the crazy 1%.
There's rumors too, because you see two people together, and and it's like, So I was having a discussion. You want me to say who?
Yes.
You want me to say who?
Yes.
Stephen Larson.
Yeah. I know.
Stephen
Yes.
Larson.
Yeah. Two Comma Club winners join together can achieve another big award, right? Like when two people work together, it's like so easily, like you'll be able to reach the goal, right? At the end of the day, one person working, as Steve Jobs tells, like then one person working, like when you work in a group with the like-minded people who have the same goal, vision, mission, principles, like you hit the goal faster, right? Suppose one day you are not driven, you are not motivated, your partner or like your spouse or like someone can motivate you, come on, you have to do it. There is no Christmas, there is no New Year, work has to continue. Right? And
Yes. Yes.
amazing things
Yes.
can happen.
Yes. Yes. Two people working on ideas is more. Two people working towards the same objective and goal will accomplish way more than just one. I always love that African proverb that says that you can go farther, you can go faster alone, but we'll go further together. We
Exactly.
are always stronger together, than we are apart. And I
I loved
believe,
it. I love the
I,
quote.
yes, yes. And I live that 1000%. If I have something that I can help someone with, and yeah, I am so supportive and encouraging to support far further, far stronger together than we could ever be divided.
Absolutely, that was amazing. Now, I want to understand, like you said, like you are buying courses, you are joining masterminds, like you are joining the high-end programs, you are going to events, right? Now, like most people think it's all about like investment is all about like stock market or crypto market. But what is the ROI we can get if we invest in ourselves attending events or like courses?
The ROI,
Yes.
oh my goodness, the ROI. Well, I love something that Myron Golden says. He says, and I think he should have come on stage but he had to leave the event early because unfortunately his dad passed away. But um, he asked a question, and he asked a question to the audience out there. It says, "What is your number one expense in your life? What is the number one biggest expense in your life?" People out in the audience will no doubt say, "Oh, my car, my home, or my child, my children. They're my biggest expense." And then he points out, he says that, well, I'm going to start by telling you what's your second biggest expense. And well, at least here in the United States, second biggest expense is taxes.
Hmm.
You're taxed for your home. You're taxed on your income. After that, you're taxed when you go and purchase something, sales tax. That is your number one expense. No, I'm sorry, that is your number two expense. So taxes is number two. And no one even mentions it. No one even thinks about tax as being an expense, but it is an expense. And he says, I'll tell you what the number one expense is. Your number one expense is the cost of you not knowing how to make $1 million. So think
Yes.
about that. It's the cost of you not knowing how to make $1 million. So if you made, even if you made $200,000 last year, it cost you $800,000 not knowing how to make $1 million. So that's the biggest expense, is the cost of you not knowing how to make $1 million. So when you realize what it's costing you not to make $1 million, then spending $25,000 to get the knowledge to make $1 million doesn't seem out of character. So the ROI from learning how to make $1 million, tenfold,
Absolutely.
tenfold, because that's just making $1 million one year. And we're talking, this is knowledge that you'll be able to apply again and again and again. Law Payne, the funnel doc, they're doing it. They're doing
Yes.
it. Alex and Layla
Alex
Hormozy.
Harmozy, like the gym
Yeah.
launches, right? Like the same strategy, the same thing implemented over and over again and again, and implemented everything, and they're able to help so many people, right?
Oh, oh man, I saw some people walk that stage, and when you see them walk that stage, you begin to realize that you have the ability to be up there on that stage. You have the ability to be up there. The question is whether you have the motivation to put in the work to get it done and to do it. And
Absolutely.
a lot of times that's what the coaching will do for you, because not only will guide you in the right direction, but it'll give you the accountability that you need to make sure you're still going on that right path.
Yes, at the end of
Yeah.
the day, everybody is a human being, right? Like I saw so many people, young people, old people, middle-aged, everybody can do it. Age is just a number. We have to have that perseverance, that confidence. I have to do it, like that inspiration, motivation, I have to do something big, right? And if we have that hunger to do, strive hard to get something big, like we will be able to do it, right? Either we have
Mm-hmm.
excuse, or like the Russell Brunson tells, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fulfillment and purpose. Like you should have a great purpose in life. If I die one day, like all the animals also die and all the humans also die, right? But what is the difference between a pig, horse, and a human being? Like the nightingale tells, do you listen to like that nightingale's like affirmations video?
Yes, I sure do.
Where he
Real nice.
tells like
Yes.
the important things, it's all about, we are the only beings, human, like living things on this planet earth, who can do amazing things, right? If we compare it to all the other million different living beings, right? We just have to find out what is the diamond hidden inside our heart, inside our body, and we have to unleash it and like give it to the world.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. There was so much over this past week that was designed to help you overcome those obstacles. Because that's what they are, just obstacles along your journey. And to help pick you up and bring you and take you to where you are meant to be. That's what I love about the community. I love about the community because they are shaping the the habits of generations to come that will create generational wealth for years to come, and helping people get over those mind blocks. That's what it is. It's a mind block. It's the story that they're telling themselves. But there's so much to go into there.
Absolutely.
We
We can talk for weeks and months, right?
yes,
Yes.
yes. Especially when I'm talking to someone like you, Akshay, that's as passionate about it, and as passionate about getting your message out there, and just helping others to overcome what they're struggling with.
Yes, and it is so important. People have to know, like some people they see like it is an expense, right? Like funnel hacking live events, it's like $1,000. I can save that money. I can buy an iPhone. Maybe for $1,000, we can get a phone, or like you can go for a vacation for 2 or 3 days, or like have a good meal at a hotel or something, right? There is something like some cost and opportunity cost, right? Like opportunity cost is like, can you tell about that, like the difference between the sum cost and the opportunity cost?
And the opportunity cost. Well, you know, when people say they don't have money, that's usually not true. If someone says that I can't afford this, or I don't have money, that's not true. I have a friend that says to me, "Whoa, you spend $1,000 on that?" And I said, "Yeah." It said, "Whoa, you spend that much?" But here's the funny thing is that he's into soccer,
Hmm.
and every week he's buying a new pair of cleats. He's buying a new pair of shoes. He's buying something. He spends $1,000 easily, but he's spending it on apparel, shoes. Not that he needs it, but it's it's what he wants. I choose to spend my money in something that gives me a return. So I have this saying. I have this saying. So I thought of this saying like years ago. I
Bring it on.
I invest my money into assets that bring back a positive return. Then I drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. So that's just a play on a Snoop Dogg song. A Snoop Dogg
Absolutely.
song. Snoop, drop it like it's hot. But I just added my little flair to it. But you can spend your you can spend your money on something that's going to be a depreciating asset like a car or something, or you can spend that money, and that money can be like planting a seed. It's like planting a seed, and no one knows how many. How does the saying goes? The saying goes that everyone knows how many apples you can get from one tree. You can count the number of apples that you can get from one tree, but you cannot count the number of apples that you will get from one seed. When you plant those seeds, that seed will, sprout. That seed could sprout thousands of trees over its, no, I'm sorry, thousands of apples over its lifetime. Thousands of, but you always know how many apples you will get from one tree. So would you rather buy the tree, or would you invest in getting that seed? And that's what I follow. That's the philosophy I follow.
That was amazing. I like the way you have like so much knowledge. You are just like an encyclopedia filled with so much of knowledge. Wow.
I am a student. I am a student of the greats. I am a student of the greats. Um, if I could, I would devour knowledge from others all day long.
That's amazing, right? And that's so important, right? Like when you have the seed, when you know the opportunity cost, some cost, like we'll be able to get so much benefits. It's like people think $1,000 as an expense, but it is like an investment. What we do in ourselves, investment in like people, investment in learning, investment is also in relationship, everything, right? Like when people go there, like you'll be able to learn decades of years of experience of Russell Brunson building a
Mm-hmm,
company from zero to hundreds of millions of dollars in sales. And
mm-hmm,
then we'll be able to get so many things with that. Like we will know exactly what to do, what not to do with that. Like if we get the clients, right? Like you, I think probably you must also have got some of the clients from the Funnel Hacking Live event also, right?
Oh yes, oh yes. Having conversations with them today. It doesn't fit, they don't, it doesn't feel like clients. It doesn't feel like clients. It feels like natural conversations that we had, and places where they are struggling that I can help. And I can help. And the I've got the cure for what they need and what they want to move forward. So it feels natural for me to tell them about it or give it to them.
Yes,
It absolutely does not feel like a client. It feels like a friend that
doctor.
I have to tell them. I have to tell them. If I don't tell you or don't help you, then I'm not being a good friend.
You are doing disservice to yourself if you are not helping them, right? As a
Yes,
doctor,
yes.
as a god, like if anybody asks us help, can you help me with this? If we have that, we have to give them, right? Like only then we are doing good service to ourselves. We are helping them prosper, right? At the end of the day, money is just a tool. It's a byproduct. It only shows like how much good you are able to do, right? Like some people see and believe like, oh, like the old saying goes, like money doesn't grow on trees, rich people are bad, evil, all these things, right? And we know that all the people who have won like 2 comma club, X award and above awards, all those things, they are giving so much, right? They are helping so many people. Someone who has not done anything complains them by seeing a car like a Lamborghini which roars, maybe a rapper, maybe like an athlete, or maybe some rich person, billionaire's son, right? What
Mhm.
do you want to tell to those people who think like that?
What do you say to those people that think that
Yeah,
money
what
is
is the
bad?
mindset shift we must have?
What is the mindset shift? Mindset shift. That's interesting. I have so many coaches that I could uh, just refer to and examples that I hear, but one in particular always talks about he drives a Maserati, and he'll approach someone and they'll tell him, oh, well, you could be doing so much more with your money that you've got that Maserati. Why don't you go feed the poor with that money? Why are you being, selfish with money? And he simply looks to them and says, okay, well, let me see. I did purchase this car, and let's see. There's there's metal on this car, so that means that there were some people in the factory that had to manufacture it. There are tires on this car, so that means that there were people that design these tires. There are people that put the tires together. There are people that made the wheels. There are people that made the lug nuts. There are people that stitched the leather on the seats. There are people that designed the logos on the leather. There are people that put together the instrument panel. So he said, I would say that by buying this car, I did feed a lot of families.
Absolutely. Yes.
I did feed a lot of families. I'm keeping the economy going by spending money, because without me spending money, there may have been people out of jobs. That person wouldn't have a job. They wouldn't be able to, mold this. And it goes down to every little part on a car, from the exhaust pipe to putting the engines with the pistons, and even shining the car, and then even putting gas in the car. You're keeping the gas stations employed. It's, I think when you have that mindset, it stems from beliefs about money, where if you spend money, that you're taking it away from someone else. But that's fantasy. I don't believe that's true. I believe that when you spend money, money is a circulating, it circulates. So you are feeding people, you are giving to the homeless. You may not be giving to them directly, but the money that you spend can still be used for uh, good purposes. That's what I would say.
Absolutely, right? It's all about how well we utilize it. If you are a giver, when you are like making less than $10, like you will be a giver after you make $10 million, $1 billion. If you are like very someone who is like very stingy and who thinks like money is all about like spending like on all unnecessary things, the same money reflects what we are. It's like the mirror, right, which shows our true
Yes,
character, what we do.
yes, yes, yes. And when you begin to let that money go, and you when you if you can't pay someone $1,000 for a simple coaching program, then you won't be able to receive that money. And I've learned this over years and years, that if you cannot give, then you will not receive.
Yes.
You will not receive. Those are my thoughts. What about you, Akshay?
Yes, absolutely, right. And like law of inertia, law of thermodynamics, what does it tell? Like if you even listen to like Myron Golden, what he said was like he applied the physics law, right? Like law of inertia, anything in movement, like only when you push there is a pull. And like Newton's third law, for every action there is equal and opposite reaction. And
Reaction.
many people actually tell like, what if I do like I will not get any haters or like negative comments? Like the best answer is not to do anything. Right, if you don't do anything there won't be any haters or like nobody's going to tell you something, right? If you do something there will be like some haters, right? For every action there is equal and opposite reaction. Maybe if 90% people are like clapping against for you, there'll be like 5% or 10% people who will tell you you are not good fit, right? He is bad, all those things, right? Which actually
Hmm.
pushes us like only when we have the haters, like we are doing something great, like we'll come to know, right? And there is no
Yes.
person in the whole earth like who doesn't have haters, who has done something remarkable, right? Like Nelson Mandela, Mahatma Gandhi, George Bush, Mike, uh, like all the amazing people, Martin Luther the King, right? um,
Yes. Yes.
Everybody who have done great things have like haters as well as like lovers.
Yes, yes, just accept it.
Yes,
Do-
yes. And when it comes
yes.
down to events, now we go to events, we attend, like we meet people, and like we are able to meet amazing people like you. Right, I have to thank Russell. And it all starts with one entrepreneur who creates the tribe, right? And because of Russell, more than 5,000, 6,000 people attended the event. Everybody, like we were able to meet, and the awards inspire us, right? And even I wrote the affirmation, right? Like I have written down the goal. Right now, when it comes down to execution, what do you think we must do? Like in my case, what I did was I have written down in my paper over here, right? So that
Hmm.
I feel like accountable. Like most people think why we are not able to achieve things is they never tell to others their dreams and like their goals. And I have written down in the sheet, maybe you can see this, right? I am
Uh,
going to win, like I'm going to collect my first two comma
to
club
come
award and attend the event Clickfunnels 23 9 2022, right? Because I want to read it every single day. When I announce it to everyone, I feel discomfortable because if I don't achieve it, everybody is going to ask me, where is the award? You said me, you are going to do it, right? And when we figure it out, like we find out a way. When we don't even plan, we won't get anything. Do you agree with that?
yes, 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 yes. It's I think it's tough to actually say it out loud, because then once you say it out loud, then you're on the line to actually do it. So when you do speak it, it says, okay, I better start to make some action. I better start to take some action. And it's Garrett J. White that I like to listen to. And he says that, you can listen to something. There's once you listen to something, you retain it like maybe 65%. Once you write it down, that retention goes up to 75, 80%. But there's an even higher level that you can go past listening and writing it down. And that is the third level, which is teaching it to others, teaching what you learned to others. Then your retention and your follow through skyrockets to 95 or above.
Absolutely.
Knowing that, and knowing that it's if you have it, and it goes back to I think a lot of because I talked to a fellow funnel hacker. We're always going back and forth, and she recently first picked up the book Think and Grow Rich, and she's going through it, and we talk about uh, those those things that Napoleon Hill talks about. Have you read the book?
Yes, absolutely. I love that book. It's like amazing book.
Yeah,
Think and
and
Grow
he
Rich.
talks about having a burning desire, having a burning desire, a burning desire. And when you have that burning desire, then you start to take those steps. You start to take those steps to move forward. And writing it down is a big step. It's funny because I've been in touch with a few people, and I've seen some of the comments that people come back from this event. And when you're out there, you're excited, you're around all of these other people that are like, but then you get home and it's not the same. And I commend you, I commend you, Akshay, because I saw you being excited throughout the whole event, and not and for being at home. That's super, super, super commendable. Super commendable, because when you get home, it's not the same. I'll tell you myself. I got back. I was telling my friend. I was like, "So yeah, we were at FunnelHackingLive, and I learned." And then he's like, "Okay."
Yeah, crazy. Right? Yes,
Just
absolutely. And for
Totally
all the
not.
people who are watching, like even funnel hackers, right now at the end of the day, we have went to an amazing event and all these things. Execution, why execution is so important? Because not everybody go on the top, right? Only like 5% or the top 3% get everything. Now even ClickFunnels, over 100,000 people are using that. But if you see like two comma club winners, 1,500 and 1,500 people have achieved the two comma club, right? And like 700, 800 people have got the other award, and like 20 or like 30 people have got the $25 million award, right? The numbers are like only 1%, 2%, right, out of so many people. Now why do you think execution is so important, and how to execute things well?
Uh, that's a good point. And I'm gonna I'm glad you made that point about the percentage of people with ClickFunnels that are millionaires, because I live in Houston, Texas, and Houston is the #1 city for millionaires. I'm going to bring up
Amazing.
something on my phone here real quick, and I'm going to show you what percentage of the population are millionaires out of the entire population. Okay, because I've looked this up before, and okay, the number of millionaires in Houston. Okay, here we go. How many millionaires are in Houston? Okay, let's see here. Okay, I'm looking for this. Thanks for your patience.
Yes,
Okay, okay. I typically, okay, how many millionaires?
because at the end of the day it is not just about the event, right? You go to a college, you go to a school, you go to anywhere in the world, right? Like there is only 1%, 2% or 3% people who go to the top, who achieve everything what they desire. But if you see, almost everybody in the world also wants to have good life, want to have good money, good cars, good everything. They want to have a great life, right?
Okay, okay, yes, everyone does. Okay, so let me show you this. So let me show you this stat right here. Wow, wow. Okay, okay, okay. So this is just about the entire state of Texas.
Mm.
Um, Texas ranked 23rd for the number of millionaire households per capita, and that is 5.66% of
That's
all
amazing.
households.
Mm.
5.66%. So we'll just take that as a as a marker. So then let's take a look at ClickFunnels.
Yes.
Let's take a look at ClickFunnels. I think there's about 150,000 users right now.
Yes.
And we'll say that there are, what, 1,500 Two Comma Club
Yes,
Award winners?
1,500. 720 were from the last 1 year.
Okay, 1%.
Yes.
Okay, 1% of ClickFunnels. But so that's what makes us the 1% crazy.
Yes,
But
absolutely.
I think when you talk to those Two Comma Club winners, execution comes up every single time, every single time. And what I hear is that success is not so much about ability as it is about um, systems,
Hmm.
having a system in place. And without execution, it's, yeah, without execution and without definite execution, then you never see any results. You
Absolutely. Like
never
we
see any
have to
results. Is it?
execute it every single day. We have to keep a deadline. right? And for all the people who are watching also for the events, they watch, they get like so much information, knowledge, right? But very few people, but some are lost in the information world. They fall into this ocean of so many things, right? For the people who have to implement, what do you advise, and what are you going to implement? Like, you tell me, like with your own example and story, right? Like after funnel hacking live event, now what is your plan? What is your next step? What are you going to launch? What is your offer?
What is my offer? Great
Yeah.
question. With as much information as we have out there, it can be overwhelming, and it can cause us not to come to a complete to a decision. And what I recommend is cut off all the distractions, cut off the distractions, and work on determining the direction that you want to go. And I mean, turn off the notifications, turn off the alerts on your phone, turn it off, because we're being bombarded all day. Buzz, buzz. And it's hard for us to keep our attention and our focus for just a short period of time without email here. Uh, someone's messaging on a social media platform here. Put yourself in little time frames. So say just 30 minutes, 30 minutes. And even at the end of that 30 minutes, take a 5-minute break and then pick up again and give yourself a 30-minute block that you will focus on one thing and one thing only. And you have got to figure out, you have got to figure out that step, because that step needs to be completed before moving on to the next step. But give yourself and give your brain the opportunity to focus on getting that step complete. So for instance, the first step might be to determine, who do you want to serve? And and you'll say, oh, I could serve, I could serve cooks, I could serve plumbers, I could be a coach. Well, you could be all those things. What is it where is your passion? Where does your passion lie? Who will you be happy to wake up to 3 years from now? Who do you want as your ideal customer? And take the time to think that out, and before moving on to another step. Because if you haven't completed that step, and this is what I really learned throughout the aha moments that I had when I was there at Funnel Hacking Live, I went into it saying that that's where I was stuck. I was stuck with shiny object syndrome, moving here and not remaining focused and completing those steps that need to be done on day one, not skipping it. So I have, since coming back from Funnel Hacking Live, I took a half hour of my time, and I strictly calendared it out in these half-hour increments where I would complete that step with no interruptions. I mean, turning off the notifications on the phone, basically putting a do not disturb sign on my phone and shutting it off, throwing it in the other room so I could focus. But giving your mind 30 minutes tells your mind that, okay, I'm going to work on this for 30 minutes. So it can say, okay, so I'm not going to be working on this forever, just 30-minute increments. And I actually devoured a book on my flight home, just still in the learning mode. And during that trip, I wrote down a complete outline for the course that I want to teach, And I
Amazing.
put
Tell us,
myself on a deadline.
what is that course you are going to launch? What is that all about?
I put myself on the line, and I said, I'm going to launch this course in the month of October. And I said, not just October, but October the 18th. And the name of that course is called the I'm calling it Make More Money Marketing. It's going to be a 5-day challenge to increase your marketing ability and learn to be one of the top online marketers. I was in a room with 3,500 online marketers absorbing the knowledge. I had the opportunity to interview over 30 plus and get insight. And with my previous knowledge, because I do have a marketing degree, I want to help those out there that would like to learn how to do marketing without, that would like to stop working hard and work smarter when without having to hire outside help. Yes. So in the 5-day challenge, you'll learn how to stop working harder and start working smarter. You'll learn how to create the compelling marketing on your own without hiring outside help. You'll learn how to focus your marketing on the needs and the wants of your dream customers that you want to attract. And then you'll also learn how to bring out the best in you to bring out the best in your marketing. And October 18th is when I will be launching it.
That's amazing.
Um,
How
and
did
yeah, and I just,
uh,
yeah.
day October 18th? Is it your birthday or what?
Uh,
Why only October 18th? Why not tomorrow or like day after tomorrow?
oh, because that's in 3 weeks. That'll be 3 weeks, and that gives me time to let people know about it. So I want to make sure that we get people to show up. And so that'll give me 3 weeks. And I'm also have a bonus because I think I mentioned earlier that I interviewed over 30 entrepreneurs and I asked them one simple question. And that question was, what is the number one mistake that entrepreneurs make on their journey to $1 million? And I will give access to all 30 of those interviews when you register for the 5-day challenge.
That's super amazing. Like you have gone to event, met all the amazing Two Comma Club winners. You have learned it. You have got an idea. You have asked the brightest, the smartest brains out there. What was the mistakes they've done? Like a golden, like you're showing them exactly now what to do, right? And that's amazing. And that shows like how much passionate you are about helping people, going to events, meeting all those things, right? And this is like amazing thing, right? By seeing like the way how you did, like posting the photos and the videos itself, I came to know this guy is going to take action, right? Everything what he's learning, right? At the
I'm
end of the
glad you
day,
recognize that.
yes, at the end of the day, in events, like lot of people do this mistakes before event. They don't come with preparation. Who is the speaker? Who is coming? What they're doing? They don't do the homework first. And in the event, they simply sit in a place. They wonder like two comma club winner is going to come to them and come to ask him, hey man, where are you? Where are you from? They think that Tony Robbins is going to come and ask him and come. I'm going to take you to the party. Right? And it doesn't happen. We have to go there, we have to show up, right? And in the event, and then after the event, how we can build amazing bond with the people. And then we have to know the execution plan, right? By having these things, all these things, like if they do properly, they will be in the top 1%, absolutely, right? And that is what
Yes.
I figured out. Like the big mistake is all about like attending events, like what they have to do and how they have to do, right? And even I have launched a program like events mastery, right? For,
Events mastery.
yeah, for
Ooh,
all the
ooh.
people who are attending the events in person and even virtually. And many people were like wondering, virtually, how can we attend the event? Right? That is so long. And funnel hacking event is not just like any other event, right? It goes for 12 hours, 13 hours also, right? And how to stay it
Yes.
energy, right? And then I was like, this is a very big problem. I have to solve this problem. That's what we entrepreneurs are all about, right? Solving a
Yes.
problem, making things
Y-
easy for the people to live a better life. It's all about make more to give more. What do you think?
Oh, yes. Yes. I'll tell you, Akshay, something happens when you go to an alive event. Something happens and it can't be explained, but there are hundreds of stories when people sit in those seats and they listen to what's uh what's happening on stage. You have an epiphany that switches your thinking, and it can take you from being in that seat to the stage within a short period of time. I've seen it happen within a short period of time. If you have the opportunity to be inside that room, you owe it to yourself. No, you owe it to your family. You owe it to your family's family to get in that seat so you can become the person that you need to become, because they're all waiting for you. They are waiting for you to step into who you're supposed to be.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, absolutely right. Events can be a game changer. What you can learn in 3 years, 4 years, you can get instantly, just like that, right? And that's what I believe. There is nothing which can give a better ROI, like Warren Buffett tells, like the self-made billionaire, right? Like the stock market king. You can invest in stocks, you can invest in real estate, but nothing in the world can beat in terms of investing in yourself, knowledge,
Oh,
right?
yes. Yes. Investing in yourself is the biggest ROI.
Absolutely. And that is what Warren Buffett said. What I tell is investing in events, meeting, proximity is power. See, buying a course or like buying something is great, but it doesn't pushes you like accountability. Like you will sit in a watch house and you watch it. But when you come to an event, you meet directly like Myron Golden, Russell Brunson. When you meet them directly, you ask them, you get instant reply. Nobody is going to tell. I won't tell you, right? Maybe if you try to approach in a messenger or like if you try to approach to the course, maybe they may not respond to your message or like email, but you go there in front of the event with all the blazers and all the jacket and you go there. What is the success? What helped you to go there? Right? They have to answer. They can't be like, I can't answer. Right?
Yes, I looked, I looked $1 million earners directly in the eye, and I asked them, "What's your secret?" And it's they just answered right there, and I am yeah. It's like, what is the key? What did you do? How did you do this? That's immediate feedback that you can't get from courses.
Absolutely, right. And that is what I was so obsessed. I went to hundreds of events in India and around different places. Like my
Mhm.
obsession was attending events, and my passion is like consulting, right?
Uh-huh.
And my basically that's the fastest way for the people to grow, right? And that is like the biggest learnings. It's all about meeting people, learning. There is like so many things we can go on and on and on, right? And now Mike, if I ask you, what will be your three biggest learnings from Funnel Hacking Live event for all the people who are watching this? You can tell us the three
Oh
biggest.
my Oh, my three biggest learnings. Okay,
Yeah,
so I'm gonna save my biggest for last. Um, but oh my gosh, okay. So I'm gonna start with day two, when Dan Kennedy came on stage. You remember that?
it was like a
That was
marvelous moment. I was like,
oh
many people were telling, is the Dan Kennedy dead or what? And I actually did a post, okay, on Facebook. Like, I'm
mhm,
so excited for the next speaker, Dan Kennedy. I just put a clip, okay, when Russell was talking. Then in the
mhm.
Zoom chat, many were telling Dan Kennedy is dead or something like that. I thought, did I do the wrong post? Like I just did the post, and many people there was buzz happening, and I was like, I was so shocked, right? Like that was the best moment I can tell in the Funnel Hacking Live event. What about for you?
Oh my gosh, Akshay. I had this moment sitting there. I had this extremely in the moment moment. where although he was on stage, it felt like I was sitting in a small room with him having a discussion and him just giving us his years of knowledge. It felt like a fireside chat. Oh my gosh. And I was so thankful in that moment, especially considering the rumors that he had passed away.
Yes.
And I thought to myself, what if he did pass away? I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here getting this information. So I felt extremely grateful in that moment. And I think one of the biggest things that I took away from his uh presentation, from his speech, was that he talked about his three favorite marketers and what they all had in common. And his three famous marketers are Stan Lee. I don't know if you remember that. He
Yes.
says Stan Lee, Walt Disney, and Hugh Hefner. Remember he talked about
What
that?
was the last name? Stanley, Walt Disney?
Yeah, Stan Lee from Marvel Comics,
Yes.
Walt Disney of Disney World,
Yes.
and then Hugh Hefner from Playboy Bunny.
Yeah. Yes.
And the reason that he really admired them was because they all had a place where they took their customers, their fans, away into a alter reality where they could escape from regular life. And he thought that was genius, and they were all successful because of that. So that was one of my biggest takeaways.
And I
Another
love
big
that Dan Kennedy's quote. Can you tell us that quote, which almost every speaker in the event said?
the code.
The quote.
The quote. Oh, of course, the quote that everybody said. Uh, and yeah, Dan Quinity says, "Whoever spends the most to acquire a customer
Always
wins,
wins.
wins."
Russell, everyone, almost every speaker said, right?
Yes, yes, that radiated throughout. So if you didn't get that
Has to
quote,
digest
then
inside our brain. We must never forget that quote.
yes, then you weren't paying attention. Mm,
Absolutely.
mm. Uh, Another thing that really stuck with me was, and I got it from Kiana Daniel, and I have to admit that I wasn't super interested or thought that I would be interested in what she was talking about because she's into investments, but I did pay attention, and there was a lot of talk about this throughout the event, and it was about um, being the person that you are meant to be. And you should become, and it's all about becoming that person, becoming the person that you were meant to be. But she said that, basically, who is out there waiting for you to become the person that you were meant to be? Russell Brunson took 15 years to become that person, and look at the impact that he's having now. Look at the trajectory that ClickFunnels is headed into. Their goal is to have 1 million users with
Amazing. ClickFunnels 2.0. The
2.0
fastest funnel builder on the world, on the
in
planet.
the world. And I have no doubt that they're going to reach it. Just
Absolutely.
think just think
Every
about that.
greatest marketer is there. And they are born and they are being with the ClickFunnels.
Yes. Yes. So becoming that person and let yourself become that person, allowing yourself to actually be the person that you know you can be without worrying about those negative people, because like we talked about, you'll always have those negative people, but doing it anyway. And that leads to the third biggest takeaway. Sorry. The third biggest takeaway that I had from that event, and then I've carried it with me every day so far,
Great.
and it came from Eileen Wilder when she said that Winston Churchill, who was a great friend of Napoleon Hill, and asked about his key to success, and he said that he has adapted the habit of saying to himself every day 100 times. Do you remember that phrase?
Yeah, I forgot, I think. I
Do
have
it,
to now.
do it now.
Yes, yes, yes. Do it
Do
now.
it now. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. 100 times per day. When those thoughts come to your mind, because they'll say, those thoughts will say, I could, I could make some toast. I could butter some bread.
Yeah,
And those will all be good. Those will all be reasons for you not to do what you need to do or not to execute, but say to yourself, do it now. Do
now
it
is the
now.
best time. And I like this African proverb. When was the best time to plant a tree? 20 years back. And the next best time is right now.
Yes, right
Absolutely.
now. Those
Yeah.
those are my three biggest takeaways. I had a ton more takeaways, but if those are just three of the takeaways,
Yes.
oh my gosh,
Yes.
it was amazing. Those are just three. I could name at least 10 others.
Amazing, yeah. And I hope like lot of people must have got lot of value, and let me know guys like what was your biggest takeaways in the chat, all those things. And we are here to serve you guys, like to make the world a better place to live, right? And Mark, like tell us like for the people who wants to follow you, your on like Facebook or like Instagram, what is your name so that they can connect with you if they want to learn more about whatever you do.
Oh, thanks so much for that opportunity, Akshay. Facebook, you can find my personal page is Mark Douglas. There's a lot of Mark Douglases, so if you want to find me, you'll put in Mark Douglas Houston, and I should be one of the top 5 that show up. Just look for the shiny head and the glasses. And then I do have, you can follow my Facebook business page, The Mental Marketer. You can also find me in a private Facebook group. That's where I spend a lot of my time teaching, having conversations, it, online marketers, and the group is called Funnel Building 101. That's Funnel Building 101. The Instagram is at The Mental Marketer, and then YouTube is also The Mental Marketer. I'm demoing videos. I'm excited to get into this ClickFunnels 2.0. And we've got as founding members and being in Funnel Hacking Live, we're granted pre-access before it's actually available to the general public. So I'll be doing a lot of demos. I already have some access in there. So I'm excited about that. I'm
That's
excited
super
about,
amazing, right? All the people like you have to connect with like-minded people like Mike, the mental marketer, right? If you want to
yes,
grow more, like you have to learn more, right? The only day you will dying is like the day you stop learning, right? Like you have
yes,
always have to keep on learning, going out there, going to events, right? And for all the people who wants to network and be the top 1%, you guys can check out the link in the events mastery, www.realknowledgeclub event mastery, where you learn about before event, after event, in the event, and execute. By learning those strategies, you become the top 1% networking at the events. Right? And yes, Thank you so much, Mark, for taking your super valuable time and sharing all the golden encyclopedia
It's been
knowledge you
it's
have.
it's
Hmm.
been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. We should do this again sometime.
Yes, amazing. Yeah. Have a great day, everyone. And all the guys who are watching this, put hashtag live if you're watching this live and replay. And thank you so much. And have a great day, everyone. Bye bye. See you. Bye, Mark.
See ya. See ya.